chill, 4 degrees, and the wind is gusting at 40 miles per hour, and that will be a factor indeed this afternoon. Good afternoon again, everyone. I'm Dick Stockton along with Dan Faust, and maybe desperation is not too strong a word. Both these teams have losing records, as you know, and they cannot afford really to lose too many more games for any wild card chances. Dan, as we come into the game, what the big problems that the Saints face today?
Well, I think we've already seen it, Dick, in that wind, and it's a crosswind. It'll blow across the field one side to the other, kind of a swirling type of thing, but this is really going to be a big problem for two people today. Morton Anderson, the kicker, who's not used to kicking in these conditions, and the quarterback, Bobby Hebert. So for the Saints to get off to a good start, very important for Dalton Hilliard to get started early.
Well, the Patriots, of course, love these kind of weather conditions. They've been playing and winning with them many of the years, and despite their 3-6 records, it seems that Raymond Berry always seems to have his club ready to fight and win. How do you size the Patriots this afternoon?
Well, they have two real problems, both related to the passing game. Their secondary is beat up, and as is their receiving core. But Raymond Berry has a way of keeping his team focused on the goal, and that's the playoffs. He really believes that if they win 7 games in a row, they'll make a wild card. If they win 4 more, they'll make the Super Bowl. So Raymond Berry is looking to roll 7 come 11.
All right, and this is the first step. There you see the win, and in the series, a brief one. The Patriots have won all 5 of their previous meetings with New Orleans, but keep in mind the last game was played 3 years ago. Patriots have won the toss, and they'll receive, and there's Morton Anderson, who's got to be affected by the wind and chill this afternoon. Sammy Martin, who played at LSU, he's on the right, and Rodney Rice are deep for the Patriots. Sun-splashed field here at Foxborough, and a gorgeous New England November afternoon. Kick is heading over toward Martin on the goal line. And Martin brings it out to the 15-yard line where Brian Ford makes the stop for the Saints. Steve Grogan, coming back from a mild concussion of a week ago. The 4th quarterback for the Patriots this year. His offensive front, Danny Villa, Sean Farrell, Mike Babb, Paul Fairchild, and Bruce Armstrong are the guard, centers, and tackles, and Lynn Dawson, the tight end. John Stevens and Robert Perriman, the running back. Stanley Morgan, the veteran, with Sammy Martin, the wide receiver. Hartley Dykes, the rookie, coming in on passing situation. And 10 on the 15, and on a reverse, Martin. And the Patriots will get a first down as Sammy Martin brings it out close to the 30-yard line. The penalty marker is down as Toy Cook and Dave Waymer combine to make the stop. We'll see, but it's a pickup of 13 right now. And it'll be against New Orleans, face mask penalty, and Bob McElwee will explain. He's our referee today.
5 yards, face mask. First down.
First down.
Vaughn Johnson gets called for that face mask penalty, and it's very important for the Patriots to get off to a good start today to get these fans on their side. Here's the reverse to Martin. Nice play to start the ball game with. There's the penalty. It's not on Vaughn Johnson. That is number 44, Dave Waymer.
It's a first down, a 5-yard penalty on the 33-yard line. Stevens with his first carry. And the NFL's Rookie of the Year offensively last year gets some good yardage. Jim Wilkes makes the tackle. He's the man in the middle along with Frank Warren and James Geathers up front for the Saints. Ricky Jackson, Sam Mills, Vaughn Johnson, and Pat Swilling are the linebackers. The rookie Robert Massey and Toy Cook man the corners. Gene Atkins having a good year. And Dave Waymer are the safeties, and you'll see Milton Mack and Brett Maxey in passing downs defensively. Second down and 5. Hartley Dykes is in as a third wide receiver for the Patriots. Dykes replaces Morgan. Stevens. Still going, and John Stevens is knocked out of bounds close to another first down. Atkins and Waymer in the secondary made the play.
That's one thing that we'll see a lot of today, I got to believe, is John Stevens carrying the ball. He is an outstanding runner, was to the Pro Bowl last year, and one thing he's got to improve on, though, is setting his blocks up. I think he saw pretty good that job. That time of just being patient, seeing where his blockers are, and picking up yardage.
Jim Mora, who was the defensive coordinator with the Patriots for 1 year, that was in the strike year, 1982. It'll be 3rd down and 1 on the 43. Diving and getting close to the first down is Stevens, and it looks like he has enough for the first down. Vaughn Johnson making the tackle for the Saints.
And that's the first time in 13 tries that the New Orleans Saints have given up a first down on a 3rd and 1 play. Quite a string of success, and the players that get most of the credit for that statistic are the linebackers, in particular Vaughn Johnson.
Vaughn Johnson and Sam Mills, strong inside linebackers for the Saints, who have a first down on their own 44. Stevens going outside, and he'll be trapped behind by Sam Mills, and a loss on the play of about 5 yards.
Patriots got away with an illegal formation that time. Stanley Morgan was the wide receiver to the near side of the field, was not on the line of scrimmage. Referees missed one there. He has to be on the line of scrimmage to cover up the tackle. Here it is right here. This is Stanley Morgan, and he's got to be up right about here for it to be a legal formation, because this is the tackle right here.
Morgan at the bottom of your picture. It'll be 2nd down and 14. Back to the 40-yard line. Grogan looking to throw. He'll hang in there and take a hit if necessary. No receivers open, and he dives forward. Back to the line of scrimmage. Pat Swilling made the trap that time. Good pressure from James Gethers.
Well, and this is not that bad of pass protection, but we've got to give credit to the Saints defensive backfield for keeping those receivers covered. Grogan wanted to go to Perriman in the flat here, but probably decided that he could get just as many yards because Perriman was only downfield about 1.
Loss of a yard, 3rd down and 15 for New England. 4 wide receivers for the Patriots. And on the handoff, it's Stevens. The crowd does not appreciate the call. If it works, they love it. If it doesn't, they don't. And it didn't. The pickup of just a couple with Gene Atkins forcing from the secondary, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, the crowd is right in this case. On a 3rd and long like that, your chances of picking up a first down on a draw play are way against you. And putting 4 wide receivers like that, you would think that you'd throw the ball, but Ray Berry is playing it conservative to start this ball game.
There's Jeff Eagles, who will be kicking for the Patriots. You saw Rod Harris, number 86, go back to receive for the Saints.
It'll be very tough, not only on the punters and kickers today, but also on the guys that have to catch the ball.
And it's off the side of his foot. And the Saints are going to find themselves with good field position for their first drive, and that kick by Eagles went only 16 yards.
And he got a lucky bounce at that.
Could have been under double figures.
Here, 40 miles an hour is gusting at the top of the stadium on the far side to this direction, but look at how it comes back at the opposite end of the field, and that's going to be some big problems for guys all day long.
You were talking to Morton Anderson on the field before the game.
I asked him if he had ever seen wind like this before. He said, well, maybe in Iceland.
Bobby Hebert, quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, 1st and 10 on the 43-yard line. Buford Jordan, with the first carry of the game, bounces off some defenders and picks up some good yardage. Vincent Brown making the tackle. Saints offensive line, some changes. Jim Dombrowski replaces Brad Edelman, who is out of action. Kevin Haverding takes Dombrowski's spot. Otherwise, it's Hilgenberg, Trapillo, Brock, and Hobie Brenner, the tight end. Hilliard joins Jordan in the backfield. Eric Martin and Lonzel Hill, the wide receivers. You'll see Perriman, Craig Hayward in the backfield as well. 2nd and 5 on the 48. Dalton Hilliard with his first carry. Misses a first down by a little over a yard. Goad and Williams makes the stop. Here's the front three. Kenneth Sims, Tom Goad, and Brent Williams. Patriots have Johnny Rembert and Lawrence McGrew outside. Ed Reynolds and Vincent Brown inside linebackers. Rookie Maurice Hurst. Rod McSwain back in action. The corners, Roland James and Fred Marion, the safeties, and the other backs. Double tight end now for the Saints on 3rd and 1 on the Patriots 48. Hilliard, he'll have the first. No, he's short. He is short. And it was Vincent Brown who made the last tackle. Apparently it stops the Saints from getting a first down.
Vincent Brown is number 59, and this is what you look for in a middle linebacker, finding the hole much like a running back does and then filling it. And as strong as Vincent Brown is, Dalton Hilliard's not going to pick up that first down.
It is 4th down. They missed by a yard, and Tom Barnhart will come in to kick for the Saints. Barnhart, 8 of the 17 kicks inside the 20. Sammy Martin deep for New England. And we'll have a delay of the game call as the clock ran down to 0. 5-yard penalty.
Kind of inexcusable. There's no reason to take that penalty and push themselves back to get better field position.
Judging by the strategy of both coaches thus far, McElwee will tell us his delay of the game. It looks as if it's going to be a conservative battle because of the win, and both coaches are a little shy because of that.
In both coaches' background and coaching philosophy, it tends to be a little towards the right wing side.
So now Barnhart will kick from inside his 35. Bearcats called for by Martin, and the Saints are going to down it inside the 5. Brett Maxey was there waiting for it and downed it. A 50-yard kick by Tommy Barnhart. 8 minutes and 15 seconds remain in a scoreless first quarter here in New England. Full of heartbreakers this year, including last week to the New York Jets on a Leahy field goal when time ran out. Still optimistic.
As long as he's not mathematically out of it, that's what he believes, because the parity in the league, the way things have gone the last couple of years, crazy things can happen. This team has a way of winning games consecutively at the end of the year.
They start from the 4-yard line, 1st and 10 Patriots. This is Perryman. Robert Perriman brings it out to the 5, a gain of 1. Jim Wilkes and Dave Waymer make the stop. Wayne Martin is playing in place of Geathers now at defensive end for the Saints.
You saw the Saints. This is Dave Waymer, the weak safety. He's going to come up and blitz. All the other linebackers are playing this tough, trying to keep the Patriots pinned back near their own goal line.
Dave Waymer, the veteran in that secondary for New Orleans. 2nd down and 9 on the 5. Here is Stevens. Stevens breaks a tackle or two and brings it out to the 9-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about 5 as we'll bring you up to date on the early scoring around the league.
What we're going to see today on this, philosophically, we're going to see defenses being more aggressive because the offenses have shown that they're not willing to throw the ball into this wind. We haven't had a pass yet. So the defense is going to take more chances, do more blitzing, trying to stop that run, force the offenses into passing situations.
That could be a boost to the Saints' defense because they have been outstanding defending against the run this year.
#1 in the league.
Hartley Dykes is the wide receiver, and there is the third man. 3rd down and 4. Grogan's going deep. And this pass is caught but out of bounds by the rookie from Oklahoma State, Dykes. And that'll bring up 4th down. Defending on the play was Toy Cook. Penalty, though. Penalty marker down.
Number 28, defense, 5 yards, automatic first down.
Critical penalty early on here against the Saints, holding against Gene Atkins. So instead of 4th down and long in the end zone of kicking situation, it'll be an automatic first down for New England.
So we can watch for this type of matchup for the Patriots today. They like Hartley Dykes as being 6'4", going against 5'9" Toy Cook.
Ball on the 15, first down. Grogan overthrows. He was intending for Martin, and he was well defensed in the crowd. Grogan wearing that neck padding, that neck support.
And has made a fantastic recovery from off-season neck surgery. Asked him yesterday about throwing in the wind. He says, well, I'm from Kansas. I'm used to it.
He doesn't like the rain, though.
Not too many things bother Steve Grogan. Been around a long time. He's not going to let the weather factors today bother his ball game.
2nd down and 10. John Stevens. And Stevens is ridden out of bounds by Toy Cook, who pursued the lateral run by Stevens well. That'll bring up a 3rd down.
Take a look at this counter gap play that the Patriots are playing. Out in front is Fairchild and Bruce Armstrong. But the Saints were in a zone defense. Toy Cook playing his responsibility. The short flat there was there for the tackle.
3rd down and 6 coming up for the Patriots. They're on their 19-yard line. Eric Sievers is the lone tight end, with Dykes again the 3rd wide receiver. 6 defensive backs in there for the Saints. Grogan's pass knocked away. It was intended for Dykes. Robert Massey, the rookie who a lot of teams have picked on, was equal to the task.
Really nice play by Maxey, as it appeared that Dykes had enough for the first down if he would have made the reception, but Maxey stuck his left hand in just in time. Perfect timing. Broke it up.
4th down, Jeff Beagles will kick again.
Well, you know he's thinking about that 16-yarder he just got off.
And he'll be kicking from inside his 5. Rod Harris is deep for the Saints. So far the passing has been chancy for New England. Saints haven't attempted one. Bad snap. And Beagles does as good as he can to get it away. It takes a New England roll in close to midfield. That kick went 28 yards, and Jim Bowman downed it. Could have been a lot worse for the Patriots.
A tough day punting, but this is the last thing he thought he'd have to worry about today, is playing shortstop back there. Nice grab on the tailor-made bounce. Speaking of bounces, the bounces have helped him with the 16-yarder and that 28-yarder.
1st and 10 for the Saints. Dalton Hilliard is used as a wide receiver now, as the Saints are in Patriot territory, the 47-yard line. First pass attempt of the game by New Orleans, complete to Lonzel Hill, and the Saints have a first down. Fred Marion makes the tackle and a pickup of 12.
This is what the Saints do as well as any team in the league, is the short controlled passing game. Hebert with just a 5-step drop. There you see Hill on about a 6-yard down and in. He's open and gets up the field, picks up the Saints' first down.
Hill comes out wide to the right. Ball now at the 35 of the Patriots. 1st and 10. Hebert with another quick release. This time Eric Martin on the receiving end makes a tough catch just inside the 30-yard line, where Roland James, the strong safety, brings him down.
A lot of movement before the ball is snapped. Here's Eric Martin, number 84, in motion, and Hebert's got him in his sights right now. 3-step drop, a completion, and a good gain on first down.
Martin is the second leading receiver, just 2 catches behind Lonzell Hill for the Saints this year. Brings up 2nd and 4 on the Patriot 29. Off is to Dalton Hilliard, and he's hit immediately as the Patriots read it perfectly. Ed Reynolds, inside linebacker for the big stop.
Well, Reynolds told us yesterday that he feels that he's having his best year, and statistically, he's got him to back him up, leading tackler for the Patriots this year, and playing that position that Patriot fans have seen Steve Nelson play so well for so many years. And Reynolds even keeps in communication with Steve. Once in a while, gives him a call, says, "Hey, how do you play this game?"
He's learned how pretty well.
Yes, he has.
Hilliard now is at the top of your screen on 3rd and 4. Brenner, the tight end, lines up to the right, and Bobby Hebert will call a timeout after all of that. First timeout used by the Saints in this first half. No score in a cat-and-mouse battle, mostly on the ground between the Saints and the Patriots. No score here at Foxborough. The Saints and the Patriots with 3:59 to go in the first quarter. Saints just used up a timeout, and they've been shifting a lot more than we've seen them shift.
Well, what they're trying to do is put pressure on the inexperienced players in the Patriots defensive backfield. There's a lot of calls that have to be made there. The more you shift, the more calls you have, the more chances for error.
Now Hilliard lines up wide to the right. 3rd down and 4 on the 29. Hebert completes to Eric Martin inside the 20, and another Saints first down. Maurice Hurst makes the stop and a pickup that time of 10.
Brought down by Maurice Hurst.
Eric Martin having another outstanding year. Number 84 watches. He's running a little down and in off the tail of Hobie Brenner.
A real football game.
Kind of running in the wake there, picking up the first down.
Eric Martin with 3 touchdown receptions this year. First down on the 19 of New England. Leg fake. Hebert's toss. He was going for Buford Jordan out of the backfield. Tipped away by Lawrence McGrew. It'll be 2nd down.
Hebert's getting excellent pass protection today. That offensive line is doing a super job. A couple of good matchups in there, too, with Stan Brock working against Ken Sims, and then Kevin Haverdink, the rookie, going against the Patriots' best sacker, Brent Williams.
That incompletion by Hebert was his first of this game. He's been clicking with the short passes thus far. 2nd and 10. Hilliard jukes his way with some nifty running nearly to the 10-yard line. He is short of a first down by about a yard or 2. Kenneth Sims and Roland James that time brought him down.
One of the battles we're looking at is Stan Brock and Kenneth Sims here. And we'll check out the block here. Good job right now by Brock on the block. That's not easy to say, but Hilliard gets up for the close to the first down.
Not in this kind of weather. Hilliard did a lot of that on his own. It'll be 3rd down and 2. Saints on the Patriot 11-yard line in a scoreless first quarter. Hebert lays it into the hands of Hobie Brenner. And that'll be a first down for the Saints inside the 5. Maurice Hurst on the tackle. And New Orleans picking and pecking away at the Patriot defense, primed to go in.
One thing that with all the movement that the Saints are showing is it's forcing the Patriots to go to very simple defensive coverages. That time, Fred Marion, who's playing the weak safety, he audibled for the defense into his zone coverage. Hebert Brenner, check down receiver, first down.
3 tight ends. Brenner joined by John Tice and Greg Scales on 1st and goal. Dalton Hilliard gets in for the Saints touchdown. for Hilliard this year, and the Saints lead it 6-0.
Well, this is where Dalton Hilliard really excels. Watch the patience as he waits for his blocks to get set up, and then the explosion when he sees the hole, goes low, gets in for the 6.
Now Morton Anderson, who has missed one conversion this year, will try for the 7th point. John Forcade holding, and the kick is good. Pretty good exhibition of ball control. 4.5 minutes on that drive, and in the waning moments of the first quarter, the New Orleans Saints lead the New England Patriots 7-0.
Let's take a look at it from the end zone, and at 5'8", 210 pounds or so, he is tough to stop when he's running this low to the ground. Right over the top of Ed Reynolds for the 6.
We're at Sullivan Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts, on a brilliant, sunny, but cold New England afternoon. Dick Stockton and Dan Fouts in a game between two teams who hope perhaps to be in wild card contention, but they know they'll have to win virtually the rest of their games. And the Saints have drawn in front 7-0 over the Patriots with 1:43 remaining in the first quarter.
Both teams are talking two words, mathematics and reality. Mathematically, they're still in it. Realistically, you got to say there's no way. One thing for sure, after today, one team will be out of it, mathematically or not.
That's right. Anderson will kick off for the Saints. Sammy Martin and Rodney Rice go deep. Martin on the right. Saints coming off a Monday night loss to the 49ers. Their record 2-6 following Monday night games. And they had to hold for the kickoff because of the wind. Taken by Rice. And it looked like Rodney Rice came up lame. There was a penalty marker down as well. And it looked like he pulled something as he went out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
That's one of the real problems playing in cold weather, is trying to stay loose on the sidelines. This return will be brought back for a legal block against the Patriots.
Rice is still on the turf.
Number 87, throwing the run back.
Lynn Dawson. Illegal block, and so that will nullify a flying return by the injured Rodney Rice.
We'll take a look at this pulled hamstring. This had opportunity to get a nice gain. Nice block there by Sammy Martin. Here's the stumble, and that could have been that old hamstring going right there. That's like having a flat tire.
Rice, one of the rookies in the secondary, and it's been a depleted secondary for the Patriots. Raymond Claiborne is in uniform. He has a thigh injury. Eric Coleman, another cornerback, is out with a hamstring pull, and so the last thing the Patriots need is to have their secondary core cut by another one again.
Well, and the other problem is on special teams. Rodney Rice is a big part of it, bringing back kicks like that. They're already hurting at receiver position. A couple of those guys also double as return men. So the Patriots, as they have had all year, have to battle back from injuries.
Rice carried off, and now the Patriots offense going to work, starting from their 21-yard line. Both Stanley Morgan and Hartley Dykes are split to the right. John Stevens dives to the 24-yard line. Paul Fairchild was out front blocking. Robert Massey making the stop as Stevens gets up slowly.
Yeah, but that may be that old Jim Brown syndrome where the running backs never want to show that they're hurt or they're dinged at all. They just want to lay on that ground, make the defense think, hey, we got him that time. Take your time, get back to the huddle, and then hit him for a big, long game.
Jim Brown always acted like he was getting up from walking on hot coals. Then would run 60 yards, like you say. Second down and 7 for the Patriots. They're on their 24. This time, Perriman, the other running back, fumbles, loose ball, and the Saints have recovered. Robert Perriman coughs it up, and on a turnover, Dave Waymer getting up from the bottom of the pile. But it was Wayne Martin, the defensive end, who makes the recovery for New Orleans.
Well, this is the Saints' 11th fumble recovery. Perriman really turns it up into the hole well. He gets hit there, and the ball just flops out. Big hit from Vaughn Johnson, and the recovery for the Saints, and they are in business again. Vaughn Johnson with another big hit.
The Saints have scored following 8 of the last 12 turnovers by their opponents. See what they do here, starting from the 27 of New England. John Tice is the lone tight end, and he's lined up on the right. Hebert to throw on first down. Up the middle, wide open is Dalton Hilliard, and Hilliard gets down to the 5-yard line on a well-conceived play and a gain of 23 yards. And the Saints are threatening again. Fred Marion makes the stop for the Patriots.
Very opportunistic football team, very disciplined, conservative at times, but really they throw the ball a lot and they make some big plays. Dalton Hilliard, very, very dangerous out of the backfield.
Until that run by Hilliard, the longest gain of this quarter was the 13-yard end around by Sammy Martin that started the game. And the first quarter come to an end with the score, the Saints 7 and the Patriots nothing. Dick Stockton and Dan Fouts started the second quarter, and Dalton Hilliard been the bulwark for the Saints, who are threatening to add to their 7-0 lead.
Hilliard just scored his 12th touchdown of the year, one away from the Saints club record of 13 held by George Rogers. And this is just his 10th game of the year. First and goal on the 4, 2 tight ends. Eric Martin is the one wide receiver to the left. The pitch is to Hilliard. Tackled at the 3-yard line. That'll bring up second and goal. Making the tackle is Ed Reynolds for the Pats. Nice job from Ed Reynolds, as he is very patient himself, shadowing Hilliard from the other side of the line of scrimmage. Hilliard hits the hole, so does Reynolds. Reynolds wins that battle.
Ball at the 3, second and goal. This time Martin goes up to the right. Dalton Hilliard gets about a yard. Let's check. No, it's Buford Jordan, the fullback that time, and the first man up gets to about the 1-yard line. It'll be third and goal. Jordan expected to share the fullback position with Craig Hayward this afternoon.
And he's playing with a bit of a sore hamstring as well, so important for him to stay loose. But he likes this opportunity to get the ball down here towards the end zone. Be a good cross-up to give him the ball. The Patriots have got to be looking for Hilliard.
Eric Martin comes out, 3 tight ends for the Saints on third and goal at the 1. Hebert up the middle, and it's touchdown, Hobie Brenner. Wasn't easy when they had first and goal at the 4, but Hebert brings them in, and the Saints lead it now 13-0.
Well, the amazing thing about this play is the referee, who's standing right next to Hobie Brenner, doesn't make this call. Right behind him there, but it's a good catch. It is a touchdown, and the Saints are on their way. Gets confirmation from the official from the far side.
The kick is good. The penalty marker is down as Morton Anderson gives the Saints a 14-0 lead. But let's take it off the board as holding is the call against New Orleans.
Well, and instead of 1 point from about 20 yards away, this is going to be a little bit different. Backed up 10 more yards. And in this win, you can't take anything for granted.
Number 55, offense, 10 yards.
Joe Colbrand holding on the play, so now Anderson will have to try a longer and certainly, and mention not a certain kick. This will be a 30-yard attempt.
And as Anderson looks at the goalpost, the wind is blowing from left to right across the field, so he'll be aiming this ball at the left upright, hoping the wind will push it through the middle.
John Forcade is holding for Anderson. And the kick is good. So Anderson played the wind perfectly. And despite the holding call, the Saints have moved out smartly to a 14-0 lead over the Patriots. Here in the second quarter, and you have to say one thing, the Saints have a good field position, and that fumble really set up that easy score for them.
Well, the big hit from Vaughn Johnson, no news there, and the recovery from Wayne Martin again gave the Saints excellent field position, and with their offense playing very, very well, conservative passing, short passing game here, a 1-yarder to Hobie Brenner in the end zone from Bobby Hebert.
Anderson will kick off. Going deep for the Patriots, Sammy Martin is still back there, but he's joined now by Michael Timpson as Rodney Rice, with a strained hamstring, is out for the rest of the game. Sammy Martin gets to the 20-yard line. Walter Johnson on the stop. The 20 for the Pats. Grogan. Dropped by Dykes. Grogan is now 0 for 3, but that wasn't his fault.
Well, and this is something that's bothered Hartley, Dykes, and these fans all year long. These fans expect more from a #1 pick. So does his quarterback, Grogan. Couldn't have run it out there and placed it in his hands any better. Lack of concentration on Dykes' part.
Talking to Grogan yesterday, he didn't even, not familiar with who his receivers would be, and that's got to be very tough for a quarterback to make those connections anyway, under the best of times. Second down. Grogan going deep for Dykes. Tipped away, and Robert Massey had as much of a chance at the ball as Hartley Dykes did, and it'll be third down.
But again, the Patriots like Dykes matched up against both these cornerbacks. Massey goes at 5'10", Troy Cook is 5'10", 5'11", and Dykes goes at about 6'4", and you saw there was just a classic example of, hey, I'm going to throw it up to you, see if you can out-jump the guy.
Brett Maxey with a safety blitz, and Grogan didn't have much time, and he is not the most mobile of all quarterbacks back there.
But maybe one of the toughest.
Third and 10. Grogan intercepted off a deflection. Brett Maxey, touchdown. 27-yard touchdown pass. Vaughn Johnson with a big hit. And a big turnover as the Saints capitalizing on New England mistakes. And it is now a 20-0 game.
Well, Grogan is really victimized by his own receivers. This time it's Robert Perryman taking the big lick from Vaughn Johnson. And then as a defensive back, they're taught to get outside and go down the sidelines. That's where your blocking is going to come from. And Maxey gets in for another touchdown for the Saints.
Morton Anderson for the extra point. And it's 21-0 early here in the second quarter. The Saints running away with it to this point.
3 straight incomplete passes for the Patriots. the Saints with their second turnover, and they turn this one into points. 21-0.
The Patriots muffed the kickoff, and it was recovered by the Saints on the Pats' 29-yard line. And after succeeding on a 4th and 1 play, Dalton Hilliard ran 10 yards for the touchdown. At that point, made it 28-0 in favor of the Saints. But following a kickoff return of 37 yards by Sammy Martin of the Patriots and 2 long pass plays, set up Robert Perriman's 2-yard run. And that is where we are right now. We still do not know how much time we have remaining in the second quarter, but the score is 28-7 in favor of the Saints, and Jason Starofsky will be kicking off for the Patriots. Dick Stockton and Dan Fouts. And I know that you've never had a chance to experience a power failure as a player.
No, I didn't. I got to wonder, the score was 21-0. Somebody obviously wanted to ban this show in Boston. Cut the power.
But I think the folks down in Louisiana and the New Orleans network were enjoying it. Well, they can still enjoy it. It's still 28-7.
Big play for the Patriots on that drive was the one-handed grab from Hartley Dykes. About a 39-yarder.
Yep, and then Martin caught a 16-yard catch. Now we understand there are 6 minutes and 28 seconds left in the first half. And that has been restored. So one of the 2 scoreboards is back. It's 28-7 in favor of the Saints, who have taken advantage of 3 consecutive turnovers by the Patriots. Jason Starofsky, who was the kicker, who was beaten out by Greg Davis, and then Davis was cut after missing some extra points, and now here's the kickoff. Rod Harris. Atkins is back as well, and it's going to be Rod Harris for the Saints returning the kick. Harris brings it out to the 25-yard line, where the Saints will start again, leading 28-7. Tim Jordan making the tackle for the Patriots.
And this is the worst field position for the Saints starting off this drive.
Bring you up to date. Dalton Hilliard with a 10-yard touchdown run to make it 28-0. That was after the muffed kickoff by the Saints, by the Patriots, in which the Saints took it over on the 29 of New England, and then Robert Perriman with the 2-yard run, and as Dan mentioned, 2 long pass plays set that up.
And a fine kickoff return from Sammy Martin.
First down on the 25 for the Saints. Hilliard to the top of your picture. Wide receiver screen to Eric Martin. And he's wrestled down short of the 35 by Rod McSwain. We are just getting back our facilities in our television truck, and of course the power went out there as well, and now we finally have a replay then.
Well, this is Lonzel Hill in motion, number 87, and what his job is to do is after the throw goes out to Eric Martin, he's going to block on the cornerback and give Martin some running room here. Well-designed play, the block on Rod McSwain, and the Saints have a good gain on first down.
3 tight ends, 2nd and 1 on the Saints 34. And they're going to pass on 2nd and 1, and that one is caught by Greg Scales, the tight end, into Patriot territory, and a gain of 25 yards to the 41. McSwain and James combined to make the tackle.
This is where the Patriots defense really got hurt last week against the Jets, especially in their final drive. Tight ends running patterns down the middle of the field. Number 83 is Greg Scales. Now watch as Hebert throws this ball short. Scales sees it. The defensive back has no idea where it is. And another big play for New Orleans.
25-yard play and a first down on the 40 of the Patriots. Buford Jordan. First back through. Tim Gold makes the stop.
72. Tim Gold making the
gain of about 5 yards on the play. Bring you up to date as well with scores of other games. Right here we have 5:10 remaining in the first half.
Big upset there. Detroit by 14 over Green Bay. Green Bay had that big win last week against Chicago.
Well, the Lions have been knocking on the door.
They played well last week against Houston.
Second down and 5 on the 35. They're going to blow it dead. They still had 5 seconds left on the clock. Somebody might have moved it. Bob McElwee, our referee today, will explain the call.
Ball start, number 70, offense.
Kevin Haverdink, the rookie, starting at left tackle today. And he's an injured player as well. You can tell with the wind, it is cold around 4 degrees when the game started with the wind chill.
Real good indication of how it's blowing on the field, as McElwee's microphone was bothered by the wind.
You can find with the Patriots that he returned to the Patriots ear. Very easy when the ball was appeared.
There's George going through the crowd, and he's going to get his knee just twisted there by Tim Goad. Yeah, we got to hope he's okay.
Craig Hayward is into the game, making his first appearance.
You notice the shoes that Buford Jordan is wearing, a basketball type of shoe on this surface, this artificial surface, which may be changed next year by the Patriot management. Go back to the old grass field.
Well, yesterday they decided not to practice here at Sullivan Stadium and went to a grass practice field about a mile nearby.
Well, and they do that to give their legs a break, practicing on this carpet, especially at the end of the year where the foam rubber gets harder. And underneath the foam rubber is concrete, so it's very tough on the joints.
Buford Jordan is up and walking off on his own power, but gingerly at that. Critical game. The loser here could just about kiss their wild card, slim wild card hopes goodbye. Even the winner knows they'll have to virtually win the rest of their games to have a shot at the end of the year. And for Ray Berry, he's on the short end now of a 28-7 game. Clock running now with 4.5 to go in the second quarter. So Hayward replaces Buford Jordan. It'll be second down and 10 for the Saints on the Patriot 40. And the handoff is to Hilliard. Dalton Hilliard picks up about 5 yards. Brent Williams making the stop. And it'll be third down.
Second and 10, great situation for the draw play. Hebert to Hilliard. Again, the great sharp cuts of Hilliard as he gets his shoulder square to the line of scrimmage. Picks up about 5.
It'll be third and 5. Dalton Hilliard, the 2 touchdowns, tying the Saints record held by George Rogers for those touchdowns in a season. Hayward in motion. Hebert has no one open, will run, he'll get the first down. Inside the 30 to about the 26-yard line. Ed Reynolds put the seal on him, and the Saints, with 3 minutes to go in the first half, have yet another first half.
Saints offense has been very impressive this afternoon. Very few mistakes. Hebert and offensive line protecting it very well. In that time, used his head, knowing he only needed 5 yards for the first down, got outside the pocket and picked it up.
People criticize Jim Mora for a conservative offense, too conservative, but in this kind of game, it's worked to perfection. First down on the New England 27. Floyd Turner, rookie wide receiver in there. Pressure by the Patriot defense. Lawrence McGrew is there to meet Dalton Hilliard, and no gain on the play.
Well, the Patriots have to come up with a play defensively right now. They cannot afford to to let the Saints come back and get another 7 points. Probably can't even afford to have the Saints pick up 3 here.
Second down and 12. Gary Jeter, veteran pass rusher, has come in as 2 minutes now show on our clock. So with 2 minutes remaining in the first half here in Foxborough, it's New Orleans 28 and New England 7. Understand that a tree fell down on a transformer. That's why we have a power failure. A lot of wind today, but that was kind of weird seeing all that play going on and everything out.
And really some good plays. Sammy Martin had a 39-yard kickoff return that really sparked the Patriots, and then they got the long pass down to Hartley Dykes, and Grogan started to hit a couple, but then the Saints came right back. So it's been an exciting few moments that we all missed.
I'm sure the Saints fans didn't want to see the power out when the Patriots were doing some things.
Well, the power's back on for the Saints, believe me.
28-7 they lead. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Saints with 2 timeouts remaining, and New England, as you saw, have all 3 of theirs. This drive started on the Saints 25.
But that's the great thing about football is you don't need electricity to play it unless it gets dark.
We found that
out. Even then, they'll play it in all weather, in all conditions.
How about these conditions? And these are the guys, and keep in mind, it is awfully cold down
there. Keep in mind, this is the home team. You usually see the visiting team looking like that. But all the Saints, they don't even have anybody with the big parka on the sidelines. They're fired up, 28-7 with 2 minutes to go.
Patriots have the parkas. The Saints just have jackets is all they have, those that want them. There's the current Saint drive, which started on their 25. Second down and 12 on the 29. Hayward is wide to the bottom of your picture. Hilliard fights his way inside the 25. It'll be 3rd and long now for the Patriots or the Saints. Gary Jeter making the tackle. Hilliard has scored 2 touchdowns, a 3-yard run, and a 10-yard scamper, which made it 28-0.
And he came into the game today tied with Jerry Rice of the 49ers for most touchdowns in the league. Not a real good guy to be tied with because you know Rice is going to get his. But Hilliard has 2 today, so he's got to be leading.
3rd down and 7. Hebert flushed out of the pocket. And the pass intended for Hayward, and I think he had a shot at that ball. Johnny Rembert was defending. And Hayward had a chance there, but it is incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th down.
2 big plays here for the Patriots. Number 1 is Brent Williams, number 96. He comes within an eyelash of getting the sack on Hebert. But then watch Johnny Rembert at the last minute look up for this ball, or he might have been called for face guarding. Good reactions from a linebacker.
4th down, and Morton Anderson is in to attempt his first field goal of the game. It'll be a 41-yard attempt. Holding is John Forcade. And it's a fake. Forcade, a quarterback, fires it, and it's nearly intercepted by Marion. And it'll be New England ball as the Saints try something fancy on 4th down.
This kind of gives you the idea that it may be a little too windy down there. This is a fake all the way as Hebert's looking downfield for Brenner. Forcade, rather, the holder on that play. But something came flying in just before the ball was snapped that looked like it was thrown out of the stands.
But you know, all of a sudden it just landed right at that line. So somebody has a good arm who's not in the National Football League.
Well, he had the wind with him.
First down on the 24. Grogan completes his pass to Eric Siebert, the tight end. That'll be good enough for a first down.
Watch to the right of Morton Anderson. Actually, it'll be between Anderson and holder Forcade. Something's going to come flying in here. There, right out of the stands. Now, it looks like it might have been a snowball, but it's not snowing anywhere. It's a heck of a throw.
Sign him up. First down for the Patriots, and the veteran Steve Grogan, 36 years old. Shotgun from the 35. His pass caught by Stanley Morgan in his first reception of the game, and good for 16 yards to midfield. Robert Massey on the tackle. And a timeout called by the Patriots. That is their first. They have 2 left with 48 seconds showing on the clock.
You know, Steve Grogan is 36 years old, and this is about a 40-mile-an-hour wind, and he shows he still has tremendous arm strength, as number 86, Stanley Morgan, is going to go down and run a hook pattern. Martin with the clear out underneath. There's the strike. Grogan showing that he is not bothered at all by this strong wind.
And Morgan apparently not bothered by a calf injury that kept him out of practice until Friday.
Got kicked in the calf last week against the Jets, and he's so valuable. He has a nonverbal communication thing going with his quarterback Grogan. Played together for 13 years here in New England, so very valuable teammates.
First down for the Patriots. They'll mark it at the Saints 49. 6 defensive backs for New Orleans. Grogan and Hartley Dykes makes a fine catch on a ball thrown with zip, and a gain of 19, and they're going to line up in a hurry. Massey on the tackle again. Here comes pressure. Penalty marker down. This pass is caught to Perryman out of the backfield. Not a first down, but there was a flag. Preliminary signal is that it may be against the Saints. And it is.
Well, they should decline this penalty because the gain was about 9 yards. The other part of this penalty that hurts the Saints is that the clock is stopped and won't be started until the ball is snapped again.
Offside, number 56, defense, 5 yards, still first down.
Pat Swilling, linebacker.
Pat Swilling just trying to get off too soon, working against Danny Villa. But Grogan has really bounced back and is throwing the ball well, moving his team down the field. One thing that the Patriot defense did is they kept the Saints from scoring a touchdown or a field goal, and a touchdown here would cut the lead in half. 28-14.
26 seconds remain in the first half. Patriots have 2 timeouts left. First and 5 on the 25. Grogan. And this pass intended for Sammy Martin, incomplete. The linebacker, Vaughn Johnson, defending downfield.
Johnson's having an outstanding afternoon as well. Forced 1 turnover with a big hit, was in on the pass to Robert Perryman that was knocked up in the air and returned for a touchdown by Brent Maxey. Making the plays at the line of scrimmage and also making the plays in the secondary.
Second down and 5 from the 25-yard line. 4 seconds ticked off on that last play. Grogan. And it's knocked away, nearly intercepted by Maxey again. He had the best shot at the ball, nearly picked it off, but it was knocked away. Morgan, the intended receiver.
This is where the wind affects passes when you have to loft them. This ball's well overthrown. Max is there. Now watch Stanley Morgan rip it out with his helmet as he turns into a defensive back.
It'll be third down and 5 at the 25. 17 seconds on the clock.
Got to throw all fastballs in this type of wind.
And Grogan has shown he can do that, operating out of the shotgun. Grogan's pass trying to thread the needle, knocked away by Robert Massey, intended for Hartley Dykes, and now it'll be fourth down. And the Patriots are going to try to get 3 points on the board as Jason Starofsky comes on.
Well, the fans don't like it, but this is a good call. If there is any favoring wind, it is slightly at the back of Starofsky.
The
this is going to really test him from about 44.
Officially 43 yards. Mark Wilson will hold. Starofsky just re-signed this week after Greg Davis was cut. Starofsky's kick is good. A big kick, which will do wonders for his confidence returning to the Pats. And with 8 seconds to go in the second quarter, New England, after spotting New Orleans 28 points, has come back with 10 of their own.
Wonderful for your confidence, but also not bad for your career.
The paycheck.
Really kicked that well, considering this win. That's very impressive.
Jim Mora got to be disappointed, having lost 3 games earlier in the year, 4 in a row, but 3 by a total of 7 points, and really no chance, as he knows, of winning the West, but the wild card is his only possibility.
Well, and it is a possibility. It's a darn good one, because if he wins today and the Rams lose to the Giants, then they'll be tied for that at least second place in the NFC West. No catching San Francisco, it appears, at this time. They appear to be the class of the league along with the Giants. But Mora very realistically talking to his team, hey, we just got to play them one at a time, just win one at a time and let everything else take care of itself.
Well, the ball was blown off the tee by the wind, and someone may have to hold, as they've done for a good part of this game. Remember, last year San Francisco was 6-5 at one point. People counted them out, and they came back and won the Super Bowl.
The league is so even that anything can happen, and that's what both these coaches have preached to their ball club this week. It would appear that Jim Mora is a better preacher, though.
Maurice Hurst will hold, and Starofsky will kick off. Harris, Atkins, and Unger Johnson are back, and it's Rod Harris with the return. And there are 2 seconds showing on the clock as Harris is stopped at the 26-yard line. Dalton Hilliard has 2 touchdowns in the first half for the Saints. Hebert with a touchdown throw to Hobie Brenner, and Brett Maxey with a return of an interception thrown by Grogan to account for the 4 touchdowns the Saints have. And Patriots have scored. Touchdown on Robert Perriman's 2-yard run and Starofsky's field goal just seconds ago. We'll try anything, obviously, with 2 seconds to go, and that'll do it in the first half. Well, the Pats came back a bit, but the Saints still have the lead comfortably, and that is the end of the first half. With the score, the Saints 28 and the Patriots 10. It is holding for Starofsky because of the intense wind. Underway in the second half. And it's Atkins at the 5. They get the 10. And he brings it out beyond the 30-yard line, and that's where the Saints will start the second half. Bobby Hebert leading 9 of 12 for 101 yards and a touchdown pass to Hobie Brenner.
Offensive line giving him excellent protection today. In fact, they're doing a good job with the run as well as Dalton Hilliard's having an outstanding afternoon.
Capping an outstanding season. Hilliard is in there with Buford Jordan, who was shaken up. He left the game, but he's back in there now starting the second half. Hilliard carries on first down and busts off right tackle and picks up about 9 yards, where he's stopped by Ed Reynolds and Fred Marion. He's gained 54 yards thus far.
Saints are featuring the right side of their offensive line, Trapillo and Stan Brock. Buford Jordan back in the ball game with a good lead block, and Hilliard has a big gain on first down.
That's what Hilliard has done today. Mentioned Steve Trapillo. He played his college ball right here at Boston College. Paul Frazier replaces Dalton Hilliard in the backfield for the Saints on 2nd and 2. And Buford Jordan carries for the first down. Brought down at the 45-yard line by Ed Reynolds.
Good to see Jordan back in the ball game. Had his knee twisted in that second quarter. But he's a tough guy. Gets those hard yardage for you.
He started to come out of the game and then went back in as Lonzel Hill stays in as he comes out, and 3 tight ends now as both Brenner, Tice, along with Scales. Jordan is the lone back on first down. On the pitch, here's Jordan. Goes right by the arms of a prospective tackler. Reynolds and Vincent Brown on the stop, and a pickup of about 4.5.
You get the impression that Jim Mora told his ball club at halftime that, listen, fellas, we're going to have to run the ball, take some time off the clock and move it, not have any turnovers by way of interception, hang on to that ball when you're carrying it, and maybe we'll snap this 5-game losing streak to the Patriots. They're in the driver's seat with his 18-point lead, though.
Second down and 6. Just short of midfield. Jordan is limping as he moves wide to the left. Hilliard not going to get anything. They have lost the yard. Tim Goad, the nose tackle, shoved him back.
Goad makes the tackle, but the play is made by the linebacker, Ed Reynolds, number 95. Watch him shoot this gap here, almost come up with a tackle on Hilliard, force him back inside to where Goad is waiting.
Saints have been able to run effectively up to that point. Third down and 6, make it 3rd and 7. Hill in motion, and Hebert is going to lose a bunch. Sacked way back to the 35-yard line, and the first sack of the game by the Patriots, Vincent Brown, at a loss of 11 yards.
Big sack for the Patriots on 3rd and medium. Hebert is forced out of the pocket and into the arms of Vincent Brown. Heading the wrong way.
Gary Jeter put some good pressure in as well, and Tom Barnhart will be punting on 4th down. Sammy Martin back deep for the Patriots. Short kick. And it rolls out of bounds. And what a Patriot advantage. Like a boomerang, an 18-yard kick. So both punters have had their problems today with the wind, and we'll be back to Sullivan Stadium in just a moment. There's Brock, whose brother played in New England for many years. That is Stan.
And that is blood on Stan's leg.
This game has not been without casualties. John Stevens, the top running back for the Patriots, has a hip pointer, and he is out for the rest of the game. So Robert Perriman is now the tailback, and Mosi Tutupu, the veteran fullback, is checked in. Perriman in motion, 1st and 10 on the 45. Pass is dropped by Perriman. They've had a couple of drops today. Vaughn Johnson was covering.
Well, Perriman, this is his second drop. His first one bounced up in the air and was picked off by Maxey for a touchdown. This will not do much for a quarterback's confidence in you as a receiver. Having the ball hit you dead in the chest and not catching it.
Speaking of Maxey, he comes in along with Milton Mack in the dime defense for the Saints. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 45. Grogan fires, knocked away by Robert Massey. It was intended for Sammy Martin, and a penalty marker is down. Let's see whether Massey interfered on the play.
That's what the call's going to be. Pretty good coverage by Massey. This could have gone either way. Here he is, number 40, working against Sammy Martin. And it's going to be his right hand behind Martin. The left hand got the ball, but the right hand got Martin.
6-yard penalty marked off, and it'll be a first down for the Patriots. Just inside Saints territory. So Robert Massey, a rookie, starting all year at cornerback. Hartley Dykes has replaced Stanley Morgan at wide receiver. for New England. Merriman in motion. Grogan's pass was intended for Dykes, or that was Sammy Martin. And it'll be second down.
This is an important drive for the Patriots. They have got to come away with some points here if they're going to get back in this ball game.
Three wide receivers. Martin is joined by Morgan and Dykes on second down and 10. Grogan with a quick release, and Stanley Morgan makes the reception. Shy of a first down by about 5 yards. Massey on the stop.
Big hit from Robert Massey as Grogan is going with a quick three-step drop, hitting the slant pattern to Stanley Morgan. Blitz from Massey, he hits Grogan, but watch how Stanley Morgan hangs on and keeps possession for the Patriots.
Like Grogan, he goes on and on. The veteran hasn't lost any speed. Still the big threat for New England, and it'll be third down and 4 for the Patriots on the Saints 43. Martin and Morgan both out to the right. Grogan got tremendous pressure that time, and it was Frank Warren who put great pressure on Grogan. He had no choice but to get rid of it in a hurry, and that will bring up fourth down. Jeff Beagles will kick for the third time. You can see by the numbers that the wind has played havoc today. Rob Harris goes back deep for the Saints.
This will be Beagles' first punt with the wind, though.
And a good kick. You can see the wind just knocks that down, and it is down to inside the 20-yard line. Let's see where they spot it. David Ward for the Patriots, a 27-yard kick, but you can see the way that kick started off pretty impressively, and the wind just knocked it down. It's been a big part of this game. On a chilly but bright Sunday in Foxborough, Massachusetts, Sullivan Stadium as the New Orleans Saints leading the New England Patriots 28-10. 10 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. Hart Lee Dykes keeping his hands warm that way, waiting for the Pats to go on offense again. Meanwhile, it'll be first and 10 for the Saints on their 17. Start out with three tight ends and Dalton Hilliard, the running back. Hilliard carries. Busts through the line and brings it out to the 25-yard line. Good 8-yard pickup by Hilliard. Fred Marion, free safety, makes the stop, but Hilliard having a fine afternoon. He's gained 62 yards so far.
Yeah, just 16 carries. Very consistent type of numbers that Moore likes to see in his offense. That offensive line with Haverdink taking over for Dombrowski, and Dombrowski taking over for Edelman on the left side, doing a good job.
Two wide receivers now. Buford Jordan joins Hilliard in the backfield on second and 2. And Hilliard gets hit behind the line of scrimmage, and then on his second effort gets the first down up to the 29-yard line. Vincent Brown makes the stop as the Pats miss a tackle on Hilliard.
Well, the guy that missed it was number 95, Ed Reynolds. He's having a little bit of difficulty. Here's Haverdink and Dombrowski on the left side. Kind of a stalemate here. But there's the missed tackle. And Hilliard up the field for the first down.
There's the rushing story. 66 for Hilliard, 41 for New England. And John Stevens out for the rest of the game. First down on the 30. Three tight ends back in there for the Saints. Hilliard again breaks the tackle, but is stopped for no gain by Tim Gold and Lawrence McGrew. It's interesting, Dan, how the Saints on second and short go with 2 wide receivers and then 3 tight ends when they get the first down.
What that extra tight end is, it's like the fullback in the backfield. We saw that Jordan was a little bit shaken up in that second quarter. So what they're trying to do is change personnel, again put pressure on some of those youngsters in the Patriots secondary, make them make a lot of different calls, a lot of adjustments. So far, everything the Saints are doing on offense is working.
You saw 2 of those tight ends leave. Tice is the one remaining in there. Second down and 10. And a timeout called by Bobby Hebert, the first timeout used by the Saints.
There were 5 seconds to go on the 30-second clock, and Hebert didn't have enough time to get that snap off.
So we have 7:51 remaining in the third quarter with no scoring yet so far in this stanza. 28-10, the Saints lead the Patriots midway through the third quarter. Actually, the wind chill started the game at 4 degrees, now at 5, but it's still cold and windy.
Nanook of the Northeast.
How about this guy in the press box?
Yeah, some guy's got his age.
I'm warm, and he is. Second down and 10. On the 30-yard line. Here's Hilliard. He's been a workhorse today, but he is stopped at the 31-yard line. Gain of only 1. Making the tackle, Kenneth Sims. Patriots have had Gary Jeter in there. He has been an effective pass rusher.
And we haven't seen a pass from the Saints this entire half. The problem with this type of offense, if you're not throwing the ball at all, and you get into a situation at 3rd and long, we saw Hebert get sacked last series of plays on 3rd and long, and it's difficult to put all your eggs in one basket.
3rd down and 9. Let's see if the Patriots rush on this play. 4 wide receivers for the Saints. Out of the shotgun is Hebert. Inside handoff is to Hilliard, and Hilliard is close to the first down, but maybe shy by about a yard. Making the tackle is Johnny Rembert with help from James and Jim Bowman, and he is short by a yard.
Patriots are having a tough time seeing Dalton Hilliard, let alone tackling him. This is Gary Jeter, number 99. Watch Hilliard just go right by him, and Jeter might have been held there by Dombrowski. Let the Saints come up a yard shy and have to punt it away.
Hilliard with 76 yards, but it's a punting situation, and Tommy Barnhart will be kicking. Sammy Martin will go deep for New England. There's Martin. And the clock runs down, and we'll have a delay of the game called. So they'll mark the 5 yards off, and Barnhart will kick it again.
That's really ridiculous, having a delay a game penalty on the punting team. You don't have any audibles to call. You don't have any people to move, put in motion or shift around. Let's get up there. Let's snap the ball and kick it away.
Unless they feel that the Patriots may jump even on a 4th and 1 situation on a punt.
That's hard to believe, because all they have to do is look at the ball. There's nobody right there at the line of scrimmage giving a cadence to induce them offside. That's a mental mistake on somebody's part out there.
Barnhart again. Good kick. Maybe the best of the day. Martin fields it and is hit immediately inside his 30 by Brett Maxey. That was a 40-yard kick by Tommy Barnhart. Next Saturday
at home, that'll be a big boost to them, as well as their defense, which includes Butkus Award nominee Andre Collins.
Nittany Lions lead the nation in scoring defense, so it'll be the Irish against the Nittany Lions next Saturday on CBS Sports. Patriots start from their 29. Grogan under pressure, going deep for Morgan. Covering on the play was Robert Massey.
Robert Massey's been very impressive this afternoon. Tight coverage, staying with Stanley Morgan all the way on the fly pattern that time. instant replay official's not going to help the Packers this week, huh? 24-3, Detroit.
Problem is staying up each week, and you knew that the Packers had to be at their peak for the Bears in that dramatic win. And the Lions were going to win one of these days, more than the one game they had. Grogan has completed only one of his last 8 passes. His pass, again under pressure, is incomplete. Intended for Eric Sievers. Had some great pressure that time by Pat Swilling.
Well, here's Eric Sievers on the left side of the screen on the hook pattern, and Grogan gets pressure, and he misses Sievers, who is open. Thrown a little bit high, but that pressure got to him before he was ready.
Grogan, this is his 3rd start. Tony Eason started the first 3, and then Doug Flutie the next 3. It'll be 3rd down and 10 on the 29. Here comes the blitz, and Grogan going deep for Dykes. Just past his outstretched leap, covered by Robert Massey, and that will bring up 4th down.
This is a wonderful throw from Grogan, and a nice effort from Hartley Dykes, laying out for this ball that is just inches too far.
Earlier during our power failure, Dykes made a spectacular catch for a 34-yard gain. Not as great as this one would have been, and now Jeff Feagles will kick. Rod Harris goes back deep for the Saints. Harris on the run. Stops at the 38-yard line. That was a 40-yard kick with the veteran Mosi Tutupu on the stop. 5 minutes and 18 seconds remain in the 3rd quarter. It's been scoreless this quarter. It's still 28-10. Dalton Hilliard hit immediately, and a loss on the play. Ed Reynolds was the first man to hit him.
And that's the 11th play of this half for the Saints, and all runs. Trying to take time off the clock, but the Patriots are starting to plug that offensive line, bringing 8 guys up on it, and sooner or later the Saints are going to have to throw the ball.
2nd down and 11, and 2 tight ends as John Tice and Hobie Brenner are in those positions. Hebert will throw. It was intended for Eric Martin, and covering well on the play is Rod McSwain, and it was McSwain who was brought back from injured reserve, activated for this game, and he had been out since the end of September.
Doesn't seem to have lost anything, because again, that was one of those passes where the quarterback throws it up in the air, hopes for his receiver to out-jump the defensive back, but McSwain had a nice recovery, looked back at the ball, and knocked it away.
3rd and 11, Gary Jeter, the pass rusher, has come in for the Patriots. Craig Hayward is the one back out of the shotgun for the Saints. Hebert with time and a catch, maybe a fumble, and it should be, and it's recovered by Johnny Rembert. And now they rule it as incomplete. And the question is, Lonzel Hill, did he have possession? They rule it an incomplete pass.
Hebert steps up in the pocket nicely here and throws the ball. And this looked like it was a wonderful catch by Hill, and then it's punched out at the very last second.
So it's 4th down, and Tommy Barnhart will kick. Sammy Martin deep for New England. Fine kick that time again by Barnhart. Martin trying to get some running room, none there, and he is down after the 33-yard pick at the 33 by Joe Colbrand. Martin out of LSU was a backup to Dalton Hilliard as a tailback at LSU, and you can see here in New England the lights are on as the shadows are lengthening and have covered just about the entire gridiron.
And that temperature will be dropping drastically as the sun leaves this field, but it doesn't really seem to have affected the New Orleans Saints at all. You've really got to tip your hat to their concentration today. They're playing an outstanding game.
Patriots start from the 34 with 4:07 to go in the third quarter. Grogan to Mosi Tupu. Saints have some trouble bringing him down, and he's finally stopped at the 39 by Toy Cook. Big part of the game, as you have mentioned throughout, with Dalton Hilliard running the ball. 27 minutes to about 14 for New England.
Well, oftentimes this is one of the most overrated and meaningless statistics, especially coming into this game. Both teams, despite their records, were on the plus side at the time of possession.
Robert Perriman gets good blocking and bowls forward to a first down to his own 45. Sam Mills on the stop. They're plus on the time of possession, but minus in the one-loss department.
Even the Minutemen are cold today. See, they're sitting in the sun. They know that when the sun goes down, they'll be leaving.
They only thought they had to be out here for a minute. First down. Perriman. About a yard is all, with 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Frank Warren making the tackle.
Now this was water before the game started. Bags of water. And they still are, of course, but it's so chilly they turned ice.
And it's interesting how they turned into cubes.
And you notice that they're still in the bag. There's no players out there who want any ice put on them today.
On 2nd and 8, Grogan's pass intended for Martin. Massey covering on the play, and it'll be third down.
Well, we're looking at a frustrated veteran quarterback right now. Steve Grogan had a number of balls dropped today, throwing in this wind. But the important thing, even though he's only thrown for 11 yards this quarter, he still has the prevailing wind at his back, and it's important for him in this last 2.5 minutes of this third quarter to put the ball up in the air, because it can be very difficult in the fourth throwing against it.
Four wide receivers, and this pass is caught by Sievers, the tight end, up the middle. A tough catch and good enough for the first down. Dave Weimer covering on the play, and the Pats keep possession.
Former teammate of mine, number 85, Eric Sievers, and having played with me for a number of years, he's used to having to make this tough catch. He really has developed into a fine receiver. We used him a lot as a blocking tight end in San Diego. Of course, we had Pete Holohan and Kellen Winslow as our receiving tight end.
Not to mention the great wide receivers you had. First down on the 43. Grogan nearly intercepted that time by Milton Mack. Pass was intended for Stanley Morgan, and Mack had it in his hands.
Really a difficult play for Mack, because his concentration, number one, is on Morgan running the pass route. The ball goes by Morgan right into Mack's hands, but he wasn't quite ready for it. Buffalo's back on track.
Jets in Miami have tightened up a bit.
That's always a great battle.
Second down and 10 on the 43 of New Orleans. Flips the pass to Mosi Tupu, and a fine tackle by Sam Mills. And Tupu is stopped at the 41-yard line. It'll be third down and about 8 now for the Patriots.
This appeared to be a good play for the Patriots. They had two blockers out in front of Tupu. Well set up by Grogan, but the play by Sam Mills is he avoids the block and makes the tackle.
The Tupu goes out, and an extra wide receiver is in there. Third down and 8. 8th play of the drive upcoming. Grogan fires, and that is an incompleted pass as Brett Maxey Came close to picking that one off, but it was trapped. Sammy Martin was the intended receiver. Maxey already has intercepted a pass and run it in for a touchdown today.
Take a look at it as this ball comes in over the receiver's head. And there's Maxey on one hop. Good call. 4th down now.
And 8.
The crowd saying go for it. And so is Raymond Berry.
When was the last time, whatever they do, the Patriots took trailing 28-10, but when was the last time a crowd ever booed when a team went for it on 4th down?
They'll boo if they don't make it. Hindsight.
Resetting the play clock. That's why we have the delay. 1 minute remains in the 3rd quarter. No scoring in this 3rd quarter after the Patriots, spotting the Saints 28 points, scored 10 before the first half ended. Now they will go for it on 4th down and 8. Got to get the ball to the 33. This pass is tipped away by Toy Cook, and it'll turn it over now as the pass intended for Morgan is incomplete, and the Saints take over on down.
Saints drop back into a zone here. Toy Cook has the short outside flat here. He's reading the quarterback's eyes, and he makes a nice play, knocking this one away. Here you see Stanley Morgan, who had enough for the 1st down, but again, the New Orleans Saints defense turns the Pats away.
And when you say turn the Pats away, they have turned the fans away as well, as a great many of them have begun now to make their way to the exit. Saints start from their 41-yard line with 2 tight ends. The pitch, Dalton Hilliard. Hilliard with some great running gets into Patriot territory and picks up 11 more yards and a 1st down. Stopped by Ed Reynolds. He's got 86 yards, and his season's best was 2 weeks ago when he picked up 93 against Atlanta.
You know what he looks like when he runs sometimes is like a slalom skier going through the gate.
Right.
Left, right, left. Low center of gravity. In fact, Raymond Claiborne of the Patriots compares him to a smaller version of Earl Campbell. Quite a compliment.
1st down on the 48. And again, it's Hilliard. He's got the 1st down. And on the Giant slalom this time, it's stopped at the 40-yard line by Fred Marion as he picks up 8 yards that time. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter here in Foxborough with the score. Saints 28, Patriots 10. We now pause for a word from your local station. And we start the 4th quarter here at Sullivan Stadium. Dick Stockton and Dan Fouts with the Saints comfortably in front 28-10. After a scoreless 3rd quarter, it'll be 2nd down and 1 for New Orleans on the Patriots 39. Pitch is to Dalton Hilliard, who has enough for the 1st down, and Hilliard, with his efforts this afternoon, has established a season's high in rushing. He's got 96 yards, breaking the 93 he chalked up 2 weeks ago against the Falcons.
Got to bring out the chains to measure this.
Yesterday, Jim Mora was telling us how the Saints have been able to run late to protect the lead, but hadn't been able to run early in games. And I think he's got to be pleased with what he saw today.
Running well early. Dalton Hilliard did get off to a good start. That took the pressure off Hebert. They get out to the big lead off those turnovers and haven't had to throw the ball hardly at all in this 2nd half.
It is a 1st down. Questions arise as to whether Victor Kayam, the owner of the Patriots, will keep Raymond Berry. His indication to this point is he will, and for continuity, and a lot of times coaches are being kept. Right now, Joe Walton, of course, gets the vote of confidence from the Jets, at least for the end of this year. 1st down on the 38. Hebert with no receivers, throws it out of bounds.
Well, you throw it out of bounds too if big number 77, Ken Sims, was after you. Good job of Hebert, patiently waiting for somebody to get open and then realizing that there was nobody, let it fly out of bounds.
Packers coming back against the Lions, trailing 24-17. You mentioned Buffalo back on track.
Bears are back on track also. They're shutting out Pittsburgh.
3 tight ends for the Saints on 2nd and 10. Floyd Turner is the lone wide receiver. Hilliard has been able to escape defensive linemen who have had shots on him early. He picks up a couple there. Johnny Rembert makes the stop.
Hebert did a nice job that time of looking at the play clock, which was down to 1 when he got that ball snapped.
Third down and 8 coming up. Gary Jeter checked in for the Patriots defense. Frank Hayward, the one back. Hebert pumps, puts it up for grabs, and it's intercepted. Fred Marion. And the Patriots have their first turnover of the game as Fred Marion intercepts a floating duck put up there by Hebert.
Well, it was a duck because he got pressure in the pocket here. Number 96 is Brent Williams, and he hits him just as he releases it, and that releases this duck that Marion corrals. And that's just what the Patriots need to have any life left.
That's Marion's first interception of the season. Normally I'd say a dying quail, but since she went to the University of Oregon, I say duck.
Go Ducks! Winners over UCLA yesterday, 38-20 to improve their record to 6-4. Thank you.
A couple of your former classmates.
They look like Orangemen to me.
First down on the 14. Grogan did what he could. Had a run, was flushed from the pocket by Jim Wilkes and gets stopped at the 19-yard line, a pickup of about 5.
You know, and Jim Wilkes would have never heard the end of it if he didn't catch up to Grogan and make that tackle. Wilkes has made a nice transition to moving into that nose tackle job.
Second down and 5. Grogan up the middle. Robert Perriman holds onto it after dropping a couple earlier, and he's close to a New England first down. Vaughn Johnson on the stop. It is a first down for the Patriots.
The Patriots are going into their fabled 12-minute offense here. You get to run this a lot when you're down by 18 with 12 to go.
On the 24-yard line, Grogan gets rid of it and throws it away. Robert Massey. And Massey gets inside the 5. Kind of a reward for Massey because he has been thrown out and has been a busy man all day, but there's a penalty marker down behind the line of scrimmage. And the penalty apparently is against the Saints.
Roughing the passer. And this really hurts because the penalty happened while the ball is in the air before the change of possession. What a break for New England.
That was a 36-yard interception by Massey, and it'll go for naught.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. 73 defense,
Frank Warren, number 73.
Well, let's take a look at it. Warren coming in was called for a blow to the head, and there's no blow to the head there at all. Very questionable call against Frank Warren. Looked like a perfectly legal hit.
I don't even think Grogan felt he was rough. First down and 10. penalty marker down as the pass intended for Morgan is incomplete, covered by Milton Mack, but there's a flag at around midfield. Plenty of time remaining, 12-10, and another penalty, back-to-back calls against the Saints, and that'll be another first down. That might have been Mack trying to keep up with the Stanley Steamer, as Morgan is known.
Holding number 24 defense. 5 yards, automatic first down.
10th penalty of the game for the Saints. Mack is incensed with that call.
This is all part of that 12-minute offense.
Speaking of penalties, it's one thing the Patriots have prided themselves on is being the least penalized team in the league. They've only had one today.
That's all credit due to Raymond Berry and his understanding of the game.
Inside handoff to Robert Perryman on first down. Perryman puts his head down and bulls into Saints territory and picks up nearly 8 yards on that play. Tackled by both Gene Atkins and Dave Waymer.
Well, a little bit of momentum is starting to build on the Patriots side of the ball as Perryman takes the handoff and gets behind Sean Farrell on the sweep to the outside.
Perryman has the only touchdown the Patriots have today. Second down, Poland 3. Grogan. Wide open is Sievers, and Eric Sievers picks up a first down for the Patriots to the 41 of the Saints. Make it the 42. It was Massey or Cook and Atkins that time.
Little flat pattern for Sievers as he comes off the break of the outside receivers. And as he catches the ball, just heads straight up the field for the first down.
Penalty marker down on first down. That pass intended for Dykes makes the catch, and it's a good catch inside the 25. There's a flag down, however. That was a 17-yard play. Dykes showing the flashes that made him the Pats' #1 draft pick this year.
Yeah, I think this will stand. It appears that the Saints were offside.
That's the call. Some of those fans better turn around in the parking lot, although it is still 28-10.
Offside. 56. Defense. Penalty is declined. First down.
Pat Swilling. That was a superb timing play by both Grogan and Dykes.
Here's the offsides at first, and now the catch by Dykes as he shows good field awareness. I'm not sure he made the catch, though, with both feet in bounds.
And they may be looking at it.
Well, they're chasing the football right now.
They still should look at it.
Well, it appeared that he had at least 1 foot down.
And they are going to look at it.
His right foot and his left foot's out of bounds. That's no catch.
Tom Kelleher is the replay official. I guess they're not, or they already did. Direct snap goes to Mosi Tutupu. And it takes a bunch of white-shirted Saints to drop him at the 20-yard line. Brett Maxey will get credit.
That's amazing that they didn't reverse that call. Clearly, Dykes only had 1 foot down before he went out of bounds. But Grogan got his team up on the line of scrimmage and ran a play. Very smart play by Grogan's part.
Second down and 7. And this pass is short. It was going for Dykes, and Milton Mack was defending. It'll go as an incompleted pass, and third down and 7. Can't understand that call unless they felt that Dykes was pushed out by Waymer.
That must be it.
Rookie from Oklahoma State.
And evidently, that's the call, that he was forced out. If he was not pushed, he would have had both feet inbounds for a good catch.
Third down and 7 on the Saints 20. Steve Grogan. And his pass incomplete, in and out of the hands of the defensive back Dave Waymer. Intended for Eric Sievers, but there's another penalty marker down, and all of them have gone against the Saints on this drive.
And this one will go against the Saints again. Looks like they knocked the old quarterback down again.
Personal foul, number 53, defense.
Vaughn Johnson.
Dropping the pass, a late hit. Half the distance, first down.
Vaughn Johnson coming in on the blitz. He's got clear sailing all the way to Grogan. The ball's gone, and there's the late hit. That is a good call. And the old man gets bounced on this hard turf again.
He's 36 years old and can take the punishment, but that was not part of the rules, and it is another Patriot first down. It'll be 1st and 10 just outside the 10-yard line.
And that's 3 penalties that have given the Patriots life and first down.
Grogan. He saw him coming, and Pat Swilling caught up with him. That is the 2nd sack of the game by Swilling and the Saints. Loss of 9 yards.
Well, Grogan's going to have a tough time outrunning the water boy, let alone Pat Swilling. There's Wilkes giving pursuit, but Swilling trying to swipe that ball out with his right hand. 10th sack of the year for Pat Swilling.
Grogan couldn't even throw the ball away, and you know that's what he would have liked to have done.
Well, and if he was left-handed, he might have been able to, but he couldn't risk bringing the ball up with Swilling breaking on him like that.
2nd down and 19, back to the 21-yard line. Grogan throws it away again, and the Saints secondary is doing a marvelous job of just blanketing the receivers for the Patriots, something they hadn't done all that well this year.
You like to see a quarterback throw the ball away, but in this circumstance, down by 18 with 10 minutes to go, throw it in the end zone near one of your receivers. You never know about the crazy bounces of the ball. Give that guy a chance to make a catch for a touchdown. You can't afford to throw the ball away down here now. Half their yards off those 3 penalties on this drive.
3rd down and 21.
Want to send the Saints a thank you note.
And the clock ran down, and we'll have a delay of the game penalty against the Patriots.
Delay of the game. Offense. 5 yards. 3rd down.
Again, really no excuse for a delay of game because there is a clock there to tell you exactly where you stand. 1 clock on each end of the field, staring the quarterback in the face. There it is. Plain sight.
3rd down and 24. They had the ball at the 10-yard line. Grogan. Mosi to Tupu, and Grogan will be the first to blame himself for a bad pass there, and it's 4th down.
Well, sometimes the quarterback doesn't like the play that's called to begin with, and that sometimes affects how he executes the play. I know I didn't like that play call. You need 26 yards to get in the end zone. A screen pass, at best, will get you 10.
It is 4th down and 26. You can't say the Patriots have not had an opportunity on a silver platter here to cut into the Saints' lead.
Well, they might be looking for a penalty against the Saints to keep this drive alive as well.
4th down. Grogan going for the end zone. And it is out of the end zone. Milton Mack was covering on the play. Hartley Dykes, the intended receiver. And now the Saints will take over on downs as more fans depart for the parking lot.
Well, Grogan's trying his darndest out there today, but again, he doesn't really give Dykes a chance to make this grab. You want to throw the old alley-oop down here this time.
Mack would have had the interception had he not juggled it. Saints ball when we come back. Power blackout a long time ago when the Saints were building a 28-0 lead thanks to Dalton Hilliard's great running today and 3 touchdowns off of turnovers. So it's 28-10. 9:48 to go in the 4th quarter. The Patriots have had their opportunities, and you can't let too many of them go by against a team like the Saints right now.
Well, there was no power outage at all for the Saints today. They've played an outstanding football game offensively and defensively. Hilliard has run the ball well. That offensive line has done a super job of protecting the quarterback as well.
And they're going to try to run out as much of the clock as possible. First down at the 26. Buford Jordan, the first back through, picks up nearly 5. Jordan got shaken up in the first half, came out of the game and started the second half. Rembert making the tackle. Minnesota, the division leader in front. Detroit hanging on to a 1-touchdown lead over Green Bay. Chicago getting back to winning ways against the Steelers.
An NFC race for the wild card will be real interesting the rest of the year. A lot of teams in contention.
Second down and 6 from the 30. Again, Jordan. This time, Tom Gold was right there. No gain. Tim Gold. He comes out of the game with Jeter comes in as a pass rusher on 3rd down and 8. Third down and 8 at the 28-yard line. Out of the shotgun is Hebert. Hebert is going to get sacked back to the 20-yard line. And it was Gary Jeter. And a loss of 8 yards. His 5th sack of the game. Of the season, I should say.
Yeah, and Jeter last year, when he was with the Rams, had 5 in a game against the Raiders. This is why an outstanding pass rusher his entire career. He's in his 13th year, and he, as well as Stanley Morgan, hasn't lost a step.
Barnhart will kick, and Sammy Martin goes deep for the Patriots. Kick bounces in midfield, and Martin out of bounds, and he looks like he is shaken up. And he is. Sammy Martin looked like his left foot.
Looks like he might have sprained his ankle on this turf.
He couldn't wait to get out of bounds.
Well, what happens with Sammy Martin going out of the game, that really handcuffs the Patriots' pass offense, which they have to go to now. Got to get back into the game in a big hurry. Just under 8 minutes to go. Martin goes down. That leaves the Patriots with just 3 wide receivers, Morgan, Dykes, and Timpson.
Their leading receiver all year, Cedric Jones, could not play today because of a thigh injury. 2nd and 10. Grogan's pass on the money, and it's complete to Morgan. He's going to the man he knows the best. It's a first down and a gain of 12. Dave Waymer on the stop. There's the time remaining, and the Patriots started using the hurry-up offense when there were more than 12 minutes to go. 28-10, Saints lead. Dumped over the top to Mosi Tutupu. Picks up nearly 10 more. Dave Waymer on the stop again. We have not had any scoring in the second half of this game. It was 28-10 New Orleans at halftime.
Big second quarter for the Saints when they scored 21.
Second down and 1. And Perriman drops his 3rd pass wide open of this day. 3rd down and 1.
It's a lonely feeling out there when you have your receivers dropping some passes. It's almost as if you're playing against your own teammates.
Well, what happens when a guy drops more than 1, in this case 3? Is there any message sent by the QB to the guilty party?
The message may be silence or an empty locker. That's not the quarterback's decision.
3rd down and 2. Inside handoff to Perriman. He gets the first down and more inside the 25 of the Saints. Gene Atkins, the strong safety, and a gain of 10. So they have confidence in him running the ball.
Yeah, he says, hey, forget this passing the ball to me. Just hand it to me. I'll do okay if you just put it in my belly and let me run.
On first down, Severs makes the reception. inside the 20. Toy Cook defending on the play. Gain of about 4 that time and stops the clock with 6:40 to go.
The Patriots are the only team in football that does not have an offensive coach sitting upstairs in the press box, looking down on the field, telling Raymond Berry what defenses the opponent is in. Very unique situation here. Ray Berry wants all his coaches offensively on the sideline.
The Tupu out of the backfield, hit immediately by Gene Atkins, short of a first down by about a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Grogan getting the play from the sideline. And a fumble.
Now Babb snapped the ball early. He thought Grogan was in the shotgun formation.
And Vaughn Johnson recovers the fumble on a big mix-up. And a penalty marker down.
On the quarterback. That'll be refused. First down.
So a big mix-up, and so once again the Patriots with a chance in Saints territory see it fizzle away, and it's New Orleans ball.
Well, these are the symptoms of a team that is about to drop out of contention for the playoffs. The New England Patriots making error after error today. And that one is really inexcusable.
That's the 4th turnover of the game by the Patriots. Saints have scored on the 3 previous turnovers.
Communication between quarterback Steve Grogan and his center Mike Babb as Grogan in the shotgun walks up behind center. Babb still thinks he's back deep, hikes the ball to Grogan's shin bone, and another mistake for the Patriots.
6 minutes, 12 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. Saints with a 28-10 lead, and it's first down on their 12-yard line. Start out with Brenner and Tice, 2 tight ends. Pitch is to Dalton Hilliard. Hilliard hit immediately by Vincent Brown, but picks up a couple. Saints are 6 minutes away from their first victory ever against the New England Patriots, and Dalton Hilliard has gone over 100 yards. He has 101 on the day, and the Patriots are going to use up one of their 3 timeouts right here.
And that's a good move for Raymond Berry. If they got any chance at all, they got to get the ball back.
Take a look at the NFC West coming into today's action. 49ers with a bulging 3-game lead over the Rams, 4 over the Saints. Saints admitted that they played a team on a different level last week in losing to the 49ers for the 2nd time. The Saints will be on the road 3 of the next 4 weeks against Atlanta, Detroit, and Buffalo. They'll need to win over the Rams. In fact, they'll need just about all those wins to hang in there in the wild card.
Rams have a tough one coming up today against the Giants, although they are at home in Anaheim. But the schedule maker and the National League Baseball playoffs didn't help Jim Moore and the Saints at all. They would have loved to have had the 49ers in the Superdome on that Monday night instead of having to play at Candlestick.
And of course, they had that tough loss the first time when they did play in the Superdome, when the officials did not reverse a Jerry Rice touchdown play.
Absolutely.
2nd down and 7.
They're really going to have to earn it if they're going to get in the playoffs. This is a good sign, though. They played a fine game today.
Hilliard gets tripped up. Otherwise, he would have picked up substantially more yardage. And now another timeout called by the Patriots. They're left with 1, but they've got to stop the clock here, and they do with 5:48 remaining.
You said that Hilliard was tripped up. He would have at least had enough yardage to pick up a first down, and that would have been all she wrote for the Patriots. Still have a shot at it.
You know, we talked before about Raymond Berry, but first here's that play again.
Yeah, it looks like Johnny Rembert or somebody just sticks out his foot. I don't see any Patriots there at all. He might have tripped over one of his own blockers.
Berry and his future, of course, he was the coach that brought him to the Super Bowl 3 years ago.
Same coach today as he was then. even keel.
I know that it was special you meeting him in your role.
One of my boyhood idols, Raymond Berry, watching him play the 49ers at Kezar, teaming up with Johnny U on the sideline patterns. Indelibly etched in my memory, number 82.
Third down and 3 at the 19.
I even played fan and got his autograph.
That was nice. Hilliard. Dalton Hilliard. Short of a first down by less than a yard. Tim Gold making the stop. And now the final timeout of the second half being used right up now by the Patriots. Let's switch over and take a look at the AFC East standings coming into this afternoon's action. With the Buffalo Bills with a 1-game lead over Miami, 2 over Indianapolis, and 3 over New England. Buffalo heading for a win over the Colts, and Miami in a struggle with the Jets. We'll bring you up to date on those scores. There the Patriots schedule the rest of the way. It'll be 4th and 1, and Tommy Barnhart will kick. Maurice Hurst goes back. Sammy Martin with a sprained foot is replaced by Hurst. A fine kick by Barnhart will send Hurst back inside his 35. And he is tackled at the 40-yard line by Brett Maxey. A 46-yard kick, and we'll bring you up to date on all the scores. Washington and Philadelphia still locked in a tight duel in the Redskins, despite that tough loss last week.
Minnesota continues to roll.
Green Bay has come within 4 of Detroit now.
Well, you got to hold your breath if you're a Lion fan, because the Packers have been coming back in that 4th quarter all year long.
You mentioned the Bears, and that's the final score. They beat the Steelers 20-0.
Big battle in Kansas City.
Buffalo will stay in first place, and Miami likely in second in the AFC East. On first down, and the pass is caught by Morgan. Stanley Morgan with the catch. 19-yard gain into Saints territory with 5:18 and the clock running. Milton Mack made the stop there. The Patriots have had several opportunities to score and have come away with nothing. Perriman out of the backfield makes the reception. Vaughn Johnson is there quickly.
Saints are going to force Grogan and the Patriots to make this touchdown if they can get it one play at a time. They're going to play deep in the zones and make Grogan really earn it.
Here's Mosi Tutupu.
And make Tutupu earn it also. Gets bounced around by about 6 guys.
Mills and Vaughn make the stop. It'll be 3rd down at about 3. And keep in mind with the score 28-10. The Patriots need 3 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns and a field goal would leave them 1 point short. They were discussing the forward motion of Tutupu.
Absolutely.
And they mark it at the 35-yard line.
Tutupu is one of those guys that'll never quit, and he was really his own worst enemy there, because he might have been closer to that first down, but trying to get away actually gave up yardage.
Time remaining in the 4th quarter. 3rd down and 4 for the Patriots. Grogan's pass. And it's caught by Morgan. Another fine catch by Stanley Morgan, who today has 5 catches. And a first down with under 4 minutes to go at the 19-yard line of the Saints. Inside handoff to Perriman. Perriman gets to the 13 and picks up at least 5. Waymer and Atkins that time. Patriots, the hurry-up offense. They need 3 touchdowns to forge in front Off the hands of Tutupu as Grogan got some good pressure that time.
Well, again, you've got to start throwing the ball in the end zone. You just don't have time to pick away at them anymore. You're inside the 15-yard line. A lot of passes you can call to get you in that end zone, but the ball has to be thrown there now. You just are wasting your time throwing short ones.
Well, for the sake of time, if nothing else, 3:25 showing on the clock there, out of timeout. Before you worry about 3 touchdowns, you try to get 1. They have 2 downs to get the first down or the score here. Grogan's pass incomplete. It was intended for Morgan, and that'll bring up another 4th down situation. Most of the fans have left. Some left a long time ago.
Well, considering that we haven't had any score in the second half, it was 28-10 at halftime, those fans were wise.
At 3-6, and you mentioned it, the loss for the Patriots would really, despite all of the optimism that Ray Berry has, would put them out of contention for any kind of playoff hope. 4th down and 4 out of the shotgun. Grogan's pass, caught, touchdown. Hartley Dykes, 13 yards. Some of the brave fans hope there's more.
Well, let me be the first to say, it ain't over yet.
I'll be the second.
This is Dykes on a post pattern, and this is Grogan's best pass of the day. Picking out the double eights and put the ball between them for the touchdown.
3rd touchdown reception of the year for Hartley Dykes. And now Jason Starofsky for the conversion. The kick is good. 28-17 now, and the first score of the second half. So it's 28-17. The Saints still in front with 3:17 remaining in the 4th quarter. And we want to remind you that coming up next, game 2 of our doubleheader, most of you will see the collision between the Giants and the Rams. The Rams trying to end a 4-game losing streak. The Giants having a great year at 8-1. Atlanta, San Francisco, and some of you will see Dallas and Phoenix.
You know, the Giants spent the week in Phoenix getting ready for this game against the Rams, and oftentimes that'll backfire on the East Coast clubs coming out to play the West Coast teams. In fact, the Philadelphia Eagles stayed in San Diego the entire week before they played the Chargers, and the Chargers beat them last week.
Why do you think that's the case?
Well, I think they like the sun and the warm weather out there. They get a lot more practice time done in that warm weather, and Phoenix, it's a nice place to be this time of year.
Well, now the Patriots will be looking to execute an onside kick, trailing 28-17. They need 2 touchdowns. Jason Starofsky will be kicking off, and now the Saints spending extra time over on their sideline discussing just that.
Well, the type of personnel you'll see on the field now for the Saints and for the Patriots are all the little guys. Receiver type, defensive backs, guys that are familiar with the ball. One thing that Raymond Berry does with his ball club is he has everybody do ball drills, fumble recovery drills, pass catching drills, even linemen. So the guys he has out on the field here are very familiar with the way that pigskin feels.
And of course, if the Patriots are obviously need to recover an onside kick or force a turnover, they are out of timeouts. And if they do not succeed here and don't get a turnover, the Saints will easily run out the clock. There the Saints on the left, and the Patriots line up on the right for the onside kick attempt. Has to go 10 yards. Free ball, and the Patriots have recovered it. Hartley Dykes has it. And the Pats stay alive.
This is why Hartley Dykes is on the onside kick recovery team, because he has outstanding hands. But this is the rub of the green as the ball bounces high perfectly at the 10-yard mark. One-handed grab for Dykes. And the Pats have got the ball.
They're just on their side of midfield. It'll be first down, no timeouts remaining, and 3:12 showing on the clock. 28-17, the Saints lead. The Patriots need nothing less than 2 touchdowns if they're to pull out this game. Pass caught by Eric Sievers, goes out of bounds at the Saints 44 and stops the clock. 5 catches today for Sievers. 3:08 to go in the fourth quarter. The Saints led 28-0, trying to hold off the Patriots, who just recovered an onside kick. Dick Stockton and Dan Fouts in the waning moments of this game here at Sullivan Stadium, where the loser can just about pack up for the season. At least the playoff hope. Second down and 3. Tupu hit hard, but holds on. Close to a first down. Dave Waymer provided the crunching hit.
You wonder how many more shots like that Tupu can take catching the ball over the middle.
It is a first down. Again, Tupu, well, he took another one right there and goes out of bounds to stop the clock. Gene Atkins.
Yeah, but he's saying, hey, listen, I'm out of bounds this time. But they're still nibbling away here, and they just don't have that time. The Saints are in a very deep zone, preventing Grogan from throwing the long pass.
2:44 showing, and what the Patriots need to do is score a touchdown and then recover another onside kick.
Stranger things have happened in this league.
Then they would have to score again. So it's a very big uphill climb even now for New England. Second down and 7. Here's Perriman with blockers in front of him. And Robert Perriman gets to the 30-yard line, and it'll be another first down. Jim Wilkes on the stop.
No, but that really hurts. At the end of that run, it looked like Perriman could have got out of bounds to stop the clock, yet he stays in bounds, and they're going to lose about 30 seconds.
Grogan out of the shotgun on first down. Grogan going deep for Dice, and he was well covered by Milton Mack as the Saints are using 6 defensive backs. Grogan has attempted 54 passes this afternoon, and that is a new New England Patriots record.
Well, in this weather, he won't have to ice his arm on the way home. He can just hang it out the window.
He's 36 years old. He's had to withstand some tough hits, a couple of roughing the passer calls.
Yeah, toughest quarterback in the league.
You would know. Second and 10. Grogan has Tupu once again. And he stopped at the 25. They'll get the 2-minute warning now. Vaughn Johnson makes the tackle. And our 2-minute warning is here, and the Patriots find themselves on the Saints 25, still trailing 28-17. This is the scene here at Foxborough at Sullivan Stadium with 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. The Patriots trying to hang in there and stage a miraculous comeback. Trailing 28-17, will have a third down and 4. Out of timeout, they have the ball at the Saints 25-yard line.
Again, Grogan has got to put this ball near or in the end zone. Give one of his receivers a chance to go up and make a grab.
Grogan's pass. Incomplete, intended for Morgan. Robert Massey had his back to the play, but there was no interference, no waving of the arm.
And Massey's just played an outstanding game. Good coverage that time. He had help deep, so he could play that shorter pass, stay in front of the receiver, make it difficult on Morgan.
It is fourth down and 4, and once again the Patriots face with a final last-ditch attempt to keep the thing going. Fourth down and 4. With 1:56 showing. And the pass is caught by Dyke inside the 5. Patriots will hurry up now. Maxey and Atkins on the stop. But once again, they make it a 21-yard play. The ball is actually on the 3-yard line.
And Grogan should be at the line of scrimmage here, getting him set and just killing the clock with an incomplete pass.
They've wasted at least 20 seconds here. Grogan. So Grogan had to stop the clock, and they lost a considerable amount of time, Dan, on that sequence.
Well, his thoughts were maybe that the Saints would be looking for him to kill the clock with an incomplete. Maybe he could surprise them with a pass, but the Saints would have none of it.
1:22 showing. It'll be second and goal on the 3. Jim Mora, Chile down on the Saints sideline. All he wants to do is come away with a win. Grogan's pass intended for Morgan. Milton Mack defending, and that'll be third down.
Tight coverage by Milton Mack on Stanley Morgan on the slant pattern.
Saints led 28-0 before the Patriots scored the last 10 points of the first half. 7-0, the 49ers have jumped in front of Atlanta at Candlestick Park. New England is the only touchdown in the second half, trying to get another here. Handoff is to Perriman on 3rd and 3, and he'll score. That's the second touchdown of the game for Robert Perriman.
And an excellent ball.
Who expected a running play, Dan?
Well, the Saints sure didn't. This is just a sweep play against the nickel defense. He gets out in front, and Sean Farrell has nobody to block but Milton Mack deep into the end zone.
Jason Starofsky with the conversion. It's 28-23. And now it's the Saints 28, Patriots 24 with 1:14 to go. Another onside kick attempt coming up when we come back. Stickier for the Saints as the Patriots hang in.
You know, I gave that University of Oregon UCLA score earlier in the game. 1970, I was a member of a football team that played the Bruins in the Coliseum that trailed 40-21 with 4 minutes to go. And the final score was Oregon 41-40 over UCLA. So it can happen, and the Patriots have shown that they're not quit. This is the Ray Berry team that finds a way of getting things done. They have to have another very lucky bounce in order to recover this onside kick. But it happened once, it can happen again.
Comes, and this time the Saints, who were ready before, are there again, and it's Ricky Jackson who winds up with the ball, the linebacker, and now the Saints know they can use up the clock. Patriots can't stop it. They came back valiantly, but it ended on this play.
Well, the difference is, watch, there's no second bounce. There's the first bounce, and it goes all the way on the fly to Ricky Jackson. Great job by Jackson. But
now Jim Moore has come on the field. Whatever this is, it's going against the Saints apparently. The ball did not go 10 yards, but it doesn't have to go 10 now.
Well, and there aren't any penalty flags on the field.
Now could Jackson have been, no, I was going to say Jackson might have been offside.
Well, we'd like to hear an explanation. Doesn't appear we're going to get one, though. Well, we'll see. We'll get the lucky bounce this time. What's the call? Give us a break, ref.
The ball was never marked ready for play. That's a new one. And it's Ricky Jackson who is involved. Who else? Vaughn Johnson. And it was Johnson who made the play. Well, that was very strange. They never marked it officially ready for play. And
well, whether the officials were ready or not, the 22 fellas out there in football helmets were ready. That's a strange call there. Fortunately for the Saints, they're not penalized for it.
Well, you know, earlier we had a power failure here, a 14-minute power failure where everything went out in the stadium and the region, and of course that included our trucks. And I want to tip my hat, all of us up here and in the truck, our producers, directors, production crew, to the great technical crew that has really had to work extra hard this whole weekend and worked very hard to get us back on the air. And that's that extra mile they went to, and we congratulate them.
You bet.
Now the Saints can just run out the clock with 1:12 remaining. It was 28-0 at one time. Saints led.
The real key for the Saints today is how they played offensively and how they took advantage of the turnovers. New England played very poorly in the first half, especially in that second quarter when they turned the ball over 3 times, and each time they did, the Saints capitalized with touchdowns.
This may be the last play of the game. So the Saints score the first 28 and the Patriots the last 24, but the Saints will win this game and will even their season record at 5-5. The Rams lead the Giants 3-0. They're a wild card threat as well. 49ers are in front, and for the Patriots, they'll go now 3-7 on the year, and for all intents and purposes out of playoff range. But the Saints needed a win. They need a lot more, but they win the first. And the game is over. Final score, 28-24. So for Dan Fouts, I'm Dick Stockton saying so long from Sullivan Stadium. The final score, Saints 28, the Patriots 24.